Hey everyone, today we are going to clear up one of the most common mix-ups in English, present simple versus past simple. And I promise by the end of this quick explainer, you are going to feel way more confident about the difference. Let's jump right in.
Okay, just look at this for a second. I visit Paris versus I visited Paris. So similar, right? But that one tiny change to the verb, it tells a completely different story. One is a routine, something that keeps happening. The other? It's a memory, a moment that's already finished. Getting that difference is the key to unlocking everything else.
So what's really going on here? What's the big secret? Honestly, it all just boils down to one simple thing: time. Are we talking about now, or are we talking about then?
Here's the breakdown. We use the present simple for things that are true right now, our habits, our daily routines, and just, facts. Think about, I work at a bank. That's my reality today. But the past simple, that's for actions that are totally finished. They happened back then. So if I say I worked at a bank, it means that chapter of my life is closed.
Okay, so we've got the whole now versus then idea locked in. That's our foundation. Now, let's take it a step further and look at how we actually use these tenses in some awesome little clues I call signal words.
For present simple, think about your routines, right? I go to the gym every day. Or things that are just always true, like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. It just does. The past simple, though, it's more like a snapshot in time that's already over. I visited my grandparents. Or something that happened at a specific time, like he worked in London in 2015. That action is done and dusted.
But what if you need a shortcut? A quick way to figure out which tense you need? Well, that's where signal words come in. They're like little flashing signs that give the answer away.
So, if you see words like always, usually, or every day, that's a massive hint that you're dealing with the present simple. What do these words all have in common? They're all about things that happen again and again. They scream routine.
And on the flip side, check these out. Yesterday, last week, in 2022, every single one points to a specific finished time in the past. It's like dropping a pin on a map of your history. When you see these, you know you're firmly in past simple territory.
So, we get the when and the why. Now it's time for the how. Let's get our hands dirty and actually look at how to form these sentences. And believe me, it is way more straightforward than you might think.
Okay, here's the basic recipe. For present simple, you just use the main verb. The only tiny catch is for he, she, or it, you've got to stick an S on the end, so he plays. Now, for the past simple with regular verbs, it's even easier. You just add ed to the end for everybody. I played, he played, they played, doesn't matter, it's always the same.
And seriously, this is a great rule to remember because it makes life so much easier. Unlike present simple, that regular past simple verb doesn't change. It doesn't care who's doing the action. That's one less thing for you to worry about.
Of course, English loves to have its little quirks. So here are 3 quick spelling rules to keep an eye on. If a verb ends in a consonant plus y, like study, it becomes studies. For verbs ending in a sound like ch or sh, we add es to make it sound better, like watches. And for short verbs like stop, we double that last letter before adding ed. Just a few little details to make your writing look perfect.
All right, let's talk about the one part of the past simple that can feel a little tricky: irregular verbs. But don't worry, this isn't about some super complex rule. It's really just a memory game. So, what even is an irregular verb? Well, it's basically a rebel. It's a verb that just refuses to follow that normal ed rule. It has its own special, unique past tense form. And yeah, there's no secret formula, you just gotta learn them. And here's some of the heavy hitters, the ones you're gonna see and use every single day. You don't say goed, you say went. You don't say seed, you say saw. And you definitely don't say eated, you say ate. If you just start by memorizing this list right here, you'll be way ahead of the curve.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground. So to wrap it all up and make sure it all sticks in your brain, here is the ultimate summary, your final cheat sheet. And there it is, everything in one spot. Remember, it all starts with time. Present simple is for now, past simple is for then. That tells you how to use them, routines versus finished events. We've got our signal words, those helpful clues like always for present and yesterday for past, and finally we have how to build them, the base form for present and the ed or weird irregular form for the past. This chart is your new best friend.
Okay, so let's make this real. It's your turn. Right now, just think. What's one thing you do every single day? And what's one thing you did yesterday? Just by answering that simple question, you're already using these tenses perfectly. And that is the very first step to making it all feel totally natural.